It is nice, isn't it? They're being noisy. I'll do it because of your feet. Okay. Come over there for now. You're being noisy, chickens. What's going on? What's going on? I know. Hi folks, how you doing? What a glorious day it is down the allotment. It's Friday. It's mid-afternoon, about 4 or 5 o'clock, and I cycled down here today. I know. It's going to be some interesting developments to the channel. Sounds really strange when I say the channel, bigging myself up, but yeah, I've been trying to get hold of an e-bike company to work with for months and months and months, well, probably over a year, to look at how e-bikes can benefit people with disabilities like me, who used to love cycling but for whatever reason have stopped. Mine is because I don't have the power in my legs or back anymore to cycle up hills, and England isn't flat. So yeah, I've been in touch with an e-bike company. Turns out there is one 20 miles from my house, and they've got some awesome e-bikes. And so I've just cycled to the allotment today. It's taken me 20 minutes from home. It was predominantly cycle path, apart from a little bit of road, which was fine. And you know what? I thoroughly enjoyed it. And with it being an e-bike, it was absolutely effortless. Bear in mind, it's downhill to the allotment. Well, it's 50% downhill, 50% flat, with a few bumps in the way down to the allotment. It's a little bit more uphill. Some of the uphill bits going home are quite steep, so whether I'll be this smiley when I get home is another story, but so far I'm dead chuffed. I'm really chuffed. Anyway, I'll give you a quick scan around the allotment and you can see the bike, but all in all, everything's growing really well, and everything's going really well too. So without further ado, let's flip this camera around, shall we? The spuds are coming up. There they are. They've been nipped by the frost so many times, but they are finally coming up. They are Albert Bartlett rooster potatoes. The garlic is romping away, absolutely romping away. I've got sticky weed everywhere. It's my own fault. Apparently you can eat this, so I've just been told. Not quite sure whether I'm going to try it or not yet. Poppies everywhere, as you know. I love a poppy and I let them grow because I don't care where they grow, and they're growing in my garlics. And you know what? If that poppy stunts that garlic, I don't care, because that's an important plant for bees and butterflies and everything else, and the garlic is just for me to make my spag bol taste better. So I'm quite happy for that poppy to grow. It is what it is. The onions are doing well, the creeping onions, with weed, as you can see. I need to do that a bit of a weed actually, don't I? Let's get this one to start with. I like to pull my weeds out and just leave them somewhere to die before I put them in the compost bin. Do you remember the onions? Do you remember the lasagna bed onions? Look at that. That's ready for its first haircut. Now, I'm not going to pick them today because I'm cycling home and it'll take 20 minutes in a warm rucksack, in which case they'll be ruined. So what I'm going to do is I'll come down one morning and give that a haircut on a cool morning, get them home, get them in the fridge, and they will be perfect. I've already been nibbling a few and they taste really nice. More onions there, but they're going to be left to grow big. But these are the ones I'm going to harvest the greens from. So many sunflowers. I'm trying to grow 100 sunflowers, and the reason I'm trying to do that is because I saw that Sir Captain Tom Moore do 100 things challenge on the internet, and I thought, you know what will be good? It would be nice to grow 100 sunflowers. So I've already put some in. There's about 30 there. There's about 10, 20 that have already gone in. I've got another 70 odd at home. Obviously I've sown more than 100 to make sure. So I'm hoping over the summer I'll have 100 sunflowers to look at. I don't know what this is. It's a big blue purpley bush. One of my allotment holders, fellow allotment holders, Stella, she gave them me. And so I've divided them up and they've all taken root. So again, more flowers for the bees and butterflies. The asparagus I moved, look at that, look at it, look at it. I'm not going to harvest it though because I moved it, so I'm going to let all the goodness go back into the plant. We're not harvesting any asparagus this year because it was moved. And this is the new one from Wilkinson's. These were the new crowns. Other asparagus sellers are available, but that was a cheapy one from Wilkinson's. £2 that was. Well, actually there's 2 plants in there I think, or there's 3 plants, they were £2 each. So the asparagus bed's doing well. This is going to be the pumpkin bed. I've basically been throwing loads of compost in here over the last 12 months. It's basically, I don't know if you see how deep it is. That's basically top to bottom with the kitchen waste, with the cardboard and a little bit of compost on top. That was a pumpkin seedling that one of the plot holders found in their bed. They think it's just come out of the compost and they were going to kill it. And I was like, no, I'll have that and grow it and we'll see what it turns into. So I don't know what it is, but the rest of my pumpkins are going to go there and we'll see how it grows. There's so much nutrients in this bed, that's not going to do any harm whatsoever. Peas are in. Can you see that? Peas are in, and the old bathroom under sink caddy, whatever you call it, is being used as a pea frame. Again, let's recycle everything we can. Horseradish is up, and this needs a home now because it's good size, because it will spread like billio. It's from the people over there, and I don't know if you can see it. Just there's their horseradish, and they gave me a cutting, or gave me a root. Parsnips and radishes are going good guns. In fact, radish, look at that, that beauty. Let's get it to focus, haha. There we go. I'm going to munch a few of these I think, let's pick a few. Let's have a look what we got. Oh, there's another good one there. Another couple of good ones. The trick is to pick them without disturbing them, because that's my parsnips. Monty Don's little trick of growing radishes with parsnips. So let's see what we got. Any more there? I like to pick them when you can see the red poking through the soil, because sometimes when you pick them and the red's not poking through the soil, you get a really small radish. I think they're all the good ones for now. Well, that's my allotment tea sorted. 3 radish. Woohoo! Let's put these over there. What else have we got? Oh, new strawberry plants. They're doing really well. Already, they came to me with flower on, which is awesome. I've already had about half a punnet of strawberries off my old plants. There's a self-setting sunflower in there. He's going to stay. The winter cabbage, spring cabbage is doing all right. Those, excuse me. Oh, pardon me. These sunflowers here, 1, 2, 3, 4, they're for home. I picked out the best ones, potted them on. I've left them in the greenhouse. They can get a bit bigger. And also we've got my chilies and tomatoes are in. Now, they're tiny, I know, but I've had such trouble with the cold here in Shropshire that it's just been a bit of a nightmare. But they'll be fine, but just they need to start romping away now. So it's a case of watching them, watering them, and hopefully they sort themselves out. Just down here by my feet, there's some spinach, which I've got one pot inside the greenhouse and I've got a few pots outside. I've also got some at home because I like it in the mornings in smoothies. So I'll keep a pot by the back door. It's my the last surviving Italian lettuce there, and the rest of the strawberries. As you can see, they're doing all right. They're cabbages, which I was an idiot, and basically I left them in the greenhouse in water, so I put them here to dry out a bit, and they're fine there, and they've got to be planted out in the next few days. The grapevine's doing fine too, and this might be focus, god damn you, focus. There we go. They might be my first ever grapes. Yes, if you remember, I moved it in the winter inside the greenhouse because it had never in 2 years it had never done anything outside. So I moved it inside the greenhouse. I got growth, no time at all. It's romping away, and I've got flowers, or what looks like flowers. Never grown grapes before, so we'll see how that goes. The kale is in with a few lettuce and some parsley. Because this was always going to be a bit of a hit and miss bed, because if you remember, it's full of chicken manure. And what I thought is if I get the kale in there, the kale should quite like having the rich ground of the chicken manure. Again, we'll see how it goes. The kale had to go somewhere, it went there. Starting to sort the greenhouse out now, ready to get tomatoes in here. Some pansies, some lobelia, those little I can never pronounce it. They're basically daisies. Methazula. Them ones. You know what I mean. Sweet corn's coming through, but not many. Struggling with that. Cucumbers are doing all right. As you can see, those potted on cucumbers, they've got their true leaves now, and they are looking really good. Some more tomatoes there, slightly behind, a little bit better than the other lot, but they're still not as good as they should be. Last year my tomatoes were like, you know, they were like that sort of size. They're tiny, absolutely tiny, but I've got some. That's the main thing. More tomatoes, more sunflowers. I've got some more chili peppers because I do like chilies. Got a bit of lettuce going on there, a bit of a lettuce. It's not the best, is it? But it is what it is. In fact, I might put that outside. If you remember, we had that absolute lettuce disaster, which is why I've got no lettuce so far this year, because I sowed it with weeds. Put that there, give her the water later. I still haven't weeded the raspberry bed, which I really need to do because the nettles are going to flower soon. So that needs to be done in the next few days. Cabbages, sprouts and carrots. See the carrots through there in the other pots? They're all doing well. Starting to get currants on the bushes. Can we get in there and have a look? There we go. So I've actually covered those bushes over now, because you know what the pigeons are like. The pigeons like to crash into the bushes and pull all the flowers off. Now I leave a few uncovered because it keeps them occupied, and then I cover up a few more. But you can probably see the pigeons up there. They're in that tree at the moment, mating, smashing around. Just the destructive little buggers. And the chickens are doing well. They're loving the new coop. Aren't you, girlies and boys? You are loving it in there at the moment. So all in all, everything is really good. Everything's doing grand. I've got my yak on in too. You see it there? Which any of you don't know, it's like a South American sunflower, which basically tastes like, well, you harvest the root and it tastes like pear apparently. It's really, really sweet. So I got me some of those. Put those in now, because hopefully we shouldn't have frosts. Fingers crossed, touch wood. Because it has been a nightmare, but hopefully it's all sorted. But yeah, everything's going really, really good. And I'm really chuffed. And I'm happy at the moment. I'm really happy it makes a change, because I've had a crap few days. My back's been playing up and stuff, and yeah, but my e-bike, man, yeah. And it's just nice to be out, and it's sunny, and I'm happy. I'm in my element. I'm outside. It's sunny. I can hear the birds. I've had the wind in my hair, and all is good in the world. So until next time, folks, take care. Speak soon.